Hello, it's me again, der buyer, and believe it or not, we are back in our little automation campaign with Cisalpina, our little light sports manufacturer. We have come quite a long way, and currently I think we are in a really good spot. So we have 8 million in the bank, we have a company valuation which is almost 10 million, we have a credit score of better than F, and soon we will get a new car, the Futurismo, which will release in about 5 months to replace the Montone, our previous GT car. We already have 2 months worth of pre-orders for the Futurismo, which is alright, I guess. We will see if this will be a very profitable car, but our current cash cow is the G-Dual, a failed F1 project, currently returning a lot of profits because we finally have our own engine factory where we produce its inline-4 engine. Also still in our lineup is the Nuova Via, where we want to build a replacement today. When it comes to engines, we have a 3-liter V8, originally built in 1963. It has dual overhead cam, which is good for emissions. Also we have an inline-4 engine, half of the capacity, 1.5 liter. And we have the old SPAM 412, which was used in the very first cars and is no longer used. So we're currently in 1970, and in addition to getting a new supercar, we also need to take a look at emissions regulations. These will become harsh pretty soon, so we need to be prepared that our whole lineup is ready to fulfill the regulations in Gasmia. Gasmia has just opened up in 1970. We still don't have a car that was prepared for the market, so we will do the emissions upgrade and the market update for Gasmia as well, and then hopefully we will reel in even more money. I see that we have an old engine update project still going on. I don't think there's actually an active project, it's just something that I need to delete. But yeah, all of our engines will get an upgrade. When we take a look at R&D, then we see what we have available. We have newly unlocked a catalytic two-way converter. I'm already looking forward to all of the power losses that we will get, but this will make sure, hopefully, that we fulfill the emissions regulations. Fuel injection will only come a lot later, so we have to work with what we have. Also, we are currently working on turbochargers. So again, something a little bit further down the road. Maybe we will have a little racing prototype first to learn about the technology, but that will be in next episode. And we also have unlocked a cheaper entertainment option, which might be interesting to save a little bit of weight compared to the luxury package. And then a quick look at marketing, just to check if we are already advertising for Gasmia. Yes, we are doing that, and we are mostly gaining awareness in the higher ranked demographics, so those with the higher budget. They don't have a light sports market, and the supercar market is just starting out. Let's take a look. For Gasmia, yeah, supercar market is unlocked, but they actually don't have any cars, or 8 cars overall, but I don't see them yet as my awareness is still too low. So we need to focus mostly on GT. Then one last overview, let's check where we are currently selling. So we see here in Fuinia, we see a big portion of the G-Dual currently taking over the track and light sports market. Then Supercar, the Nuova Via, and a little bit in the sports market, probably the Montone. Yeah, Hedvisia is not looking all that rosy. They don't like sports cars at all. And yeah, in Gasmia we are not selling anything as we haven't prepared a new facelift for that market. And in Dalua we also sell plenty of G-Duos. We sell supercars and the convertibles of the Nuova Via, and we have a little bit here in the sport market as well. Maybe also Montone, I don't know. A little bit in muscle, a little bit in sport budget, but not too many. All in all, last month, around 230 cars. That's pretty good. Plus the ones we are currently losing to pre-orders for the Futurismo. And as the last step in our status update, the finances currently, as you see, 2/3 done by the G2. Little bit of Montone, so it's good that we will phase that one out. Nuova Via still going good, and Futurismo also bringing in a little bit with the pre-orders. For research we are currently spending quite a lot, so maybe we can tone that down. I will take a look again, because we have now unlocked important parts. We can maybe save a little bit of money there. Currently we pay almost 1 million a month in loan back. That's mostly for our engine factory that we built. But anyway, we have unlocked the catalytic converter, so I'm saving that money, and also for the interior. Compared to previously, we save almost 400k. Alright, and then let's head into building a new car. We aim for the supercar market again, to replace the Nuova Via. And there's not too many options that we have, so these are very boxy, not something I want to go for. These are not looking like a supercar. So basically from the recent bodies, I don't think there's anything coming down there. Yeah, this is maybe a little bit too small, could be more of a light sports type. This is too futuristic. So I was thinking about mostly these two, and somehow this mod body is just not working for me. A lot of issues, so I have to go with this one. This will be quite difficult to build something other than something looking like a Ferrari 308, but I'll do my best. So for the chassis, I take the typical Cisalpina style aluminium on space frame with mid-longitudinal for this one, and double wishbone. Standard supercar stuff. Nothing too special. Cars back then also had mid-transverse. I'm a bit more familiar with mid-longitudinal, and I think we should have a little bit more space. So let's do it like this. Also, this car will have a project name. I'll call it the Cuneo, which is basically the wedge. And if you have a very nice name for it, then please write it down in the comments below. I will prefer Italian style names. Maybe there's a good one, and which I can then pick for the next episode, and we can then rename it. It's just that the badge that I put on today will probably not 100% correct. And then for the engine, we will definitely work for the supercar with our V8 engine, but we will definitely need a new version of that. So currently we have a competition version and a street version. I'll probably start with the street going version and see where we can go from there. So this one has 197 horsepower as of now, and yeah, let's just see what happens if we add the catalytic converter, which is not available. Probably a fuel problem. Yeah, another thing that I forgot, fuel will be switched to unleaded at some point, and the super unleaded is not available anywhere except for the Lure. Just a very small plus symbol there in the bottom right. So we probably also have to work with 91 RON, which will be available in all of our major markets except for the Lure, but I think it would also work in the Lure as they have 95 available. Okay, and then we also get the two-way catalytic converter. So the cats don't work with leaded fuel, something to remember. And immediately we lose 25 horsepower. Hooray. So I can gain some of that back by opening up the exhaust. So let's go through it. We definitely need the full capacity. We could even upbore it a little bit, but we will lose reliability. So I don't want to do that. Is there anything that we don't need anymore? I'd definitely stick with our forged parts. I could go for the hyper eutectic cast. I'm just revving a bit too high for them, but they would save us a few emissions. But I probably should only work on that once our car is actually finished, so that I can get the actual emissions numbers. I just see it in this diagram a little bit. So for the hydrocarbons and for the nitro oxides, it would be better. We will check that out later. I'd like to get up to 200 horsepower, but that will be hard. Definitely we can run a little bit of more of an aggressive cam without sacrificing too much down there. Let's take a look at our timing. Yeah, we are already a little bit limited up there, so I can lower it a little bit. Should also help a little bit with emissions, I hope, but we need to fine tune later. The one solution probably for emissions would be mechanical fuel injection, but that's really, really expensive. But you see that all of our power problems then are resolved. Should I make this the one car where we use this technology, engineering time will go through the roof. Let's plan with it so far and see where it goes. So I could go for not the race intake, of course, performance high or performance mid. Performance mid gives us really nice torque boost down low, and I think I will work with that for now, just also for emissions reasons. But 220 horsepower would be a nice gain. Definitely we want to have a muffler, I guess. Yeah, with the muffler it will be a little bit worse. One straight through is alright, I think. And then we have something like this. For now, I think that's more than alright. This is how it looks. And this is how it sounds. Alright. So let's head into here. And I first do a quick round of engineering just to see where we are. Radial sports, of course. Magnesium wheels. Solid discs all around. And we can also go for clad under tray. And I'd say let's try the sport interior. Let's try still to make it light. Maybe we can switch to handmade. The racing thing is not comfortable enough. Let's try also the premium 8-pack and hope it's not too expensive, because we will need some tech pool for the unlock. Yeah, I think it should be light enough in the front for manual rack and pinion. We probably need also advanced safety. And I should check out the regulations for the different countries again. A quick check tells me if we aim for 30, we are fine for the first generation, maybe 35 for a facelift. So we should be well above 30, hopefully. And the first iteration is just barely scratching that number. So that will be better, of course, with handmade, more plushy interior. But we should get there with 30. Just need to have an eye on it that it's really 30. Okay, and let's fix our wheels. Yeah, 14-inch is all that we can do. It looks a little bit weird. Probably something like this. Quality doesn't change tire width anymore. I thought it would, but it doesn't. Okay, 235 is the max. I could go with a little bit bigger tires to 245s. Okay. Quick suspension tune. just to have something that works. It's not good yet, but it works. So, and what does it say emissions wise? Yellow for West 6 with a 10% margin. I think that's almost successful on the first try. Let's just check where we get when we choose the carburetor. Very red here, and here also very red, so we definitely need the mechanical fuel injection. And that doesn't make me very optimistic for the other cars that we have, because I don't actually want to install mechanical fuel injection in there. We'll see. Okay, but that's our basic car now. Maybe we can fix the suspension height, but then let's work with that. So on to some morphing. Right, that's the basic shape. There's not too much you can do with this body, but we will try a few things on there to make it unique. I'll go with blue for this one, just to have a little bit of variety in our lineup. We can do a two-tone paint. So that's one thing manufacturers really did back in the time to make the cars look more elegant, to have the upper and the lower half in a different color. But what they also did was a black stripe along the side, and I will definitely rather try that along the seam here to have a thin black stripe. So I keep the car as it is here. But what I want to do is to make a custom vent out of this rear window thing. So I'll paint it like this for now, or no, I'll actually paint it transparent so that we can insert our little vent there. So this will be a full-size vent here. And what I also want to do is maybe set the window trim to chrome, because then it will look a little bit more like 70s and less like 80s. At least that's my understanding. We'll see how it works and if it works. And then for the wheels, I thought we'd use one of the most iconic 70s and 80s rims, if I can find them. That's the ones I wanted to use. And I also wanted to paint them gold. Right, very racy there, but I think it fits this car quite well. All right, and then yeah, let's just start with the vent now that I've already announced it. So I had the idea there to use some body molding parts, and these ones here actually work quite well from my point of view. So these are flush with the body on one side and then go back inside on the other end. And if we do something like this and align it to the pillar here, then we will get a really nice inlet. Just need to paint it like this. Let's just clone this one and mirror it, put it here and scale it. Have to shift it a little bit again, but basically here. And this will be our definitely should also check this. Let's take this one a little bit more inside, make it shorter. Now it works, and we can take this one here. Just so that it doesn't stick out here. Now it's alright, and I can now deploy the grill material here. So again, for this I use SHD's grill. And then we need to cover the lower part and the upper part. And therefore we also use the same. So this whole custom vent will be made from 4 fixtures basically, and all of them are the same, just with different textures. First part is already done. Can be optimized a little bit more. Here something that's curved would work better, of course, but I think it's good enough. And there you go. Custom vent, simple and easy to do. Basically you can do this with any kind of opening. It doesn't have to be such a preformed opening like this rear window. You can just cut a hole into the body with these patches, with the cutout parts, and then do the same technique. Really easy to do that. Alright, then let's first add this black stripe all around the car that I wanted to have. Let's work with this as of now, and then let's see what we can do to improve the edges in the end. And let's apply the same thing all the way around the car. This one warped at least nicely. I have a few more issues around the corners. It's okay, and maybe we have to cover those with bumpers anyway. But that's the basic idea, to have this kind of line all around the body. So then, next step is typically the headlights. And all of these wedge-shaped things, they typically had pop-up headlights. I try to make it a bit different and try to make a normal headlight possible, just so that we don't look like all of the 70s, 80s supercars. I think in general this could work. And then we need to place some lights in there. I think it somewhat works. Maybe I need to cover the top there. Then we need to think, of course, about indicators, some kind of front lip, and of course also number plate. Let's add that one first. So what I try to do here is to give it a little bit more contour and not just this empty big flat plane here. I will also aim for the same in the rear then, just to give you some visual clues to make it look like an interesting car and not like just a clone of Ferrari 308 again. Let me know if that works out or not. Things like this is probably more something for the 80s upgrade. Let's try to stay a little bit more elegant this time. Still, it would also be alright for the early 70s to work with a little bit of chrome. But I need to find a way to nicely integrate indicators. And all of that won't work if I don't have a grill first. So standard would be our nice sausage grill, like always, or the special Cisalpina wipe. Yeah, I think it works. Maybe also just to be a bit more complete, add the badge. Also, what I could do is just use these. Yeah, then I have the indicators inside. They're not so well visible, of course, from the inside, so we definitely would need another one here on the side. But that wouldn't be an issue. I don't like those. But for the first one, let's stick to these. And think about indicators, yeah. We could just put something here in this kind of vent. Then I have 3. Not too bad. I'll offset them a little bit more. Currently it looks like they should be equal, but I just wasn't able to do it. But actually I didn't want them to be equal. And now we just have this big empty space here. I should probably do something, and if it's just a little bit of molding. I think this it is. That's the best solution, and it doesn't work. Doesn't look all too bad. Okay, so then let's continue with the hood. There I have this issue here with the seams, but we can easily fix that. It's a little bit weird with this curvature here. I don't want to change the molding, and I don't want to have it completely flat. You can only see it from certain angles that there was a seam. Good enough. And I think then I'm already quite happy with the front actually. Took me more than an hour, I think, with all the linings, so lots of time already spent. So let's continue to work our way backwards for some mirrors. Okay, then can't wait to clean up these edges. Not looking forward to that. Yeah, indicators on the sides, definitely something that I need. And I just call it good enough. It doesn't even let me put things there, so this body is really hard to work with. It just doesn't want to move there. It just doesn't let me do it, and to be honest, I don't know how I should fix this. If you have any idea how to work with this body in these areas, please let me know. And then we will fix it for the upcoming generation. But for now, let's work further in other places. So I want to add a little bit of contour to the side as well. Plastic or not, probably as it's quite low in the front, I'd make it blue. I'm not sure. But I should definitely angle it a little bit more. Yeah, let's leave it like this. And then we have the mirrors, we need door handles, and I also would like to have another vent. Just want to follow this line here for a little bit longer. And then maybe go into the door handle here. So I can just extend this grill here. And then we're almost perfect. Just have a little bit of a problem there. Door handle. Alright, and there you see also this thing is cutting in something there, so there are really a lot of problems with this body. But it's the best that I found, to be honest. Okay, and then I think I'm almost done with the side. I just want to add our project name. A little bit of a detail makes a big difference from my point of view. And we also need the badge. Clone it in place and mirror it to the other side. Very nice. I need to have my washer nozzles and the wipers. Okay, good enough as well. I never know really how to place those here. Actually, you should place them somewhere down here, or you would make an indentation here first, but lining the whole curvature of the window is always a big issue, so I just place it like this. It's good enough. Okay, then one more thing for the fuel. And then we can work on the rear. I really wanted to use those louvers there in some car, and I think this is the perfect one. Like this, I believe. And then the rear, which is also, as it is right now, very, very bland. So just empty surfaces, flat surfaces, and we want to line that a little bit. And this time I thought maybe let's use one of these molding packs and use these kinds of fixtures to create an edge. Right, quite a lot of effort for a simple line, but I think it was worth it. And then for the taillights I was thinking about either one large circle or a little bit of a more interesting and more modern shape, like this. So this could definitely also work. I think in general I like the idea. So maybe let's first start with the number plate, because I cannot find the vent that I want. And then I want to have some vents here on the side, and from the bottom I'll take bits of it away for the exhausts. I just want to have a basic rectangular vent with not too wide borders. How hard can it be? So this would be the simple solution then. And it's probably the best. Just take away the complexity, make it simple. And I also like it that some fixture already took away a little bit there. It's this one. Let's see. Easiest thing actually is to cut those things away and then put a patch right on top of it again. And there we go. You can see the patch a little bit here, but that's the best I can do. And there we can now fit our exhausts. Have you noticed, by the way, how cluttered my mods are? That's what happens when you host a competition with 300 people almost. Really not too bad. And don't forget to paint the brake calipers. So what else do we need? Maybe a few seams up here for the actual engine compartment. Okay, that's the exterior. Not totally. Still want some reversing lights, I think. Alright, I think now we're done. And yeah, my favorite thing, interior. I'll probably also just do pretty basic one for this, but let's see. I forgot to attach the missing rear bumpers, of course. So I did that. Space is a little limited there, but I think it's alright. Right, I think that's good enough. And yeah, let me quickly make the steering wheel rotatable, and then let's move to the engineering side. Okay, steering wheel should be done as well. So now it's your job. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I think with the exterior I am pretty happy, given the limitations of the body. All of the wonkiness going on here in these areas, but the rest I am pretty happy here, I'd say. At least from the front it's also looking different than normal Ferrari. Maybe a bit more French, might also be the blue, don't know. But yeah, let's move on. Let's now also not forget we have to meet some emission targets. And we are still a little bit off there. But let's first check. So gearing wise we are having a pretty good top speed. And we could even further make the gears longer. Which should also help emissions. 6.9%. But let me first fix the car in general, I think. So 0 to 100 time is excellent. Wheels are good. Brakes are not there yet, but that's expected. So a lot of brake fade currently. Our brakes are so small, the discs. We can increase those, get to somewhat acceptable levels, and then reduce the force. Can also reduce a little bit of brake fade with more aggressive pads. And the rest can be done with a little bit of brake airflow. Doesn't really help that much stats wise. Now it's at least not complaining anymore. It's definitely better with the luxury 8 track, and it's only 6 kilograms. Let's keep with the sport then, but get the luxury entertainment pack in there. Still complaining about low reliability. Don't know where it's coming from, so this is not only the car. It must be something with the engine. Then let's see, 86%, and if we go for the hydraulic, yeah, it kills the sportiness. So we stick with our normal steering here. Safety is above 30, which is our target, our minimum target. Springs can do a little better for the sportiness. And there we are, above 100. Basic optimization. So currently we have an overdrive even, which might be, yeah, something that we want, given the emissions regulations. And currently we are 9.9% off target because we added a bunch of cooling. Why do I have the race intake on there again? When I switch to mechanical fuel injection. So that means I will lose all the power again. Oh no, actually not. Still plenty of power. Performance mid, this is what I wanted. Right on the edge, but I think it's good enough. I don't think we will get a lot of fines. Now I'm green. Made the gears a little bit shorter and somehow it helped. There's a sweet spot here. Maybe I can also gain some reliability back. I use the hyper-eutectic cars, and currently I have a little bit of stress here. Oh, all of the power is gone again. But we are well within limit, 10% now. So we can shorten our gearing again. 5.1 seconds, 0 to 100. It's doing pretty good in the supercar market, not so good anywhere else. I would have hoped that it's a little bit better in the sport general market, but that's the way it is. I think it's not the best car, but that's also alright for the company. Sometimes we just don't have the very best cars. Let's leave it as it is. Double check emissions and safety again. Safety is fine. Emissions are fine. Where's 6? So there we have the Berlinetta. Let's check if we can make a convertible version. I know somebody wrote, yeah, Spider is typically written with a Y. Some companies did it with an I, so I don't care. So let's see. So convertible super it is. Already pretty good. Emissions all green. So should we change anything about it? Maybe not. Just check our basic stuff. Safety is below 30. That's a bummer. But I guess we live with it in case it's not sellable anymore in some country, then that's the way it is. And I think it will get a facelift before we reach the 30 threshold, so I don't think it's a big problem. So then, engineering project. Here we can also afford more manual workflows because these cars will have a pretty high margin anyway. And we're almost down to 3 years now. Could we actually do that? 15 million might be alright. Could we actually do that? 36 months as well. So now let's think. We also want to build it here in this factory, and we will also upgrade the Nuova Via very soon. So I think it can stay in this factory. Okay, and then we said it will be the replacement for the Nuova Via in the new shed. Both will be built there. Good profit. And yeah, this is looking pretty nice, but I think we can increase the prices. Also, I want to have higher deposits, of course. So let's take a look at our markets. Budgets for Super is 80 and for Convertible Super is 90, so we go a little bit below that. Let's leave it at this, then the markets can grow and we can also up our production a little bit. And there we have it. This is our project for 3 years. 24 million. This will be much less than 1 million per month, so I don't think I need a loan for this one. We will get a little bit back from our savings in the marketing department. So that should be better. Yeah, so let's just hope this works out. And then we sign it off. Alright, that's one thing set up. Again, if you have a better name, please let me know. And I think the update for the G2 will be done next time, in addition to an upgrade also for the Futurismo, who will then be launched we will need to do a quick update also for it to be sold in Gasmia. I'd rather now head on to the track and see how this car actually drives. Alright, there we are, and yeah, it's looking rather fancy. Really nice, I'm happy with that. So let's see how it goes. Quite nice off the line. And yeah, a little bit sketchy. Not just a little bit. Over the rear. This was within track limits, I'd say. That's almost alright. Really feels like I'm nursing the car around here. Always under the limit. And I have to do the same here now. Doesn't have a lot of downforce. And you can feel the lift, I think. So a wing or some kind of spoiler definitely would be nice. And still too fast for Bavarian Bend. Oh, let's try again. First part was actually quite okay. Even though I was driving very cautiously. Understeer. And in the next second, oversteer. Just doesn't have a lot of grip, I think. Drive with throttle through this corner. Quite decent. I thought the brake balance was in the front, but still I have issues during braking with the rear axle. Okay, now just don't throw it away now. Ah! There we go. Really underdriving the car here just to get home. Certainly has its flaws. Yeah, not the quickest. 230. But still, it's the quickest production car so far that we had on track. So not too shabby. for now that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, consider to like, subscribe or comment, or all of that. I'd be happy. Thank you for your support, and see you all again very soon. Bye bye.